Hello everyone. Today we are working on assignment 15. In this lesson, we will learn how to graph a linear equation. To graph a line, we follow three simple steps. Number 1, complete the table of values. Number 2, plot the points on the graph. And number 3, draw the straight line. So let's go through an example together. I'm going to take this graph, question number 2, y equal 3x plus 1. The table already gives us some x value. For example, x equal 1, x equal 0, x equal -1, x equal -2. So your task is to calculate the corresponding y value using the equation. Let's take the equation y equal 3x plus 1. So what you have to do? You have to replace x with the given values. So what I'm going to do, I'm just erasing this x and I'm going to write 1 over there. Okay, 1 means it's times. Okay, so 3 times 1. So your answer is 3 times 1 plus 1 equal 4. You can copy down that value over here. Again, what I'm going to do, I'm just replacing that term. That term is for the x, so 3x plus 1. So instead x, what I'm going to do, I'm going to put 0 over there. Okay, so our equation become 3 times 0 plus 1 equal 1. Okay, you don't need to show me any calculations on your sheet. You just need to complete your table. So your table value is 1. So next we have to substitute x equal -1 over here. So on that equation, I'm going to substitute -1 equal -2. So you can write down that value over here, -2. Okay, and your last value is x value is -2. So let's replace the previous value with -2 times -2 plus 1 equal -5. So you can copy that value over here, -5. So we fill the table with the y values corresponding to each x value. So our next duty is we have to plot the set of x and y values to our graph. Our graph have two coordinates. This horizontal coordinate is known as x coordinate. You can see that it is labeled over here, x-axis. So this is x-axis. And this vertical coordinates is known as y-axis, which is labeled over here. And look at the values. You can see it's 0 is invisible here, but it's starting from 0. This is the origin of your graph. On right side of origin, you have positive values of x, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And left side of origin, you have negative values of x. Okay, -1, -2, -3. It's going like that. And now it's y-axis. Above the y-axis, you have positive values, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And below the origin, you have the negative y values, -1 to -6. So let's consider first x, y values. When x equal 1, y equal 4. So this is the x-axis, and x equal 1, y equal 4. So this is your first point. You can see the x value, which is 1, and y value, which is 4. Second point, when x equals 0, y equal 1. X values, okay, let's look at the x-axis. Okay, so this is 0, x equals 0, but y equal 1. Okay, so this is your second point. And next one is -1, x equal -1, y equal -2. X equal -1, x equal -1, y equal -2. Okay, so you can see these 2 points are joining over here. Okay, so let's label that point. So this is our third point. And the last point is x equal negative 2, y equal negative 5. X equal negative 2, okay, x-axis negative 2, y equal negative 5. Okay, so this is going like this. Okay, so this is the point of intersection of these 2 points. X equal negative 2, y equal negative 5. So this is your next point. Okay, so let's label that point. So we got our 4 different points. First point, second point, third point, fourth point. So we completed our second step. So the last stage is you have to use your ruler and join all these 4 points like this. See, I'm connecting all these 4 points. So we successfully completed that part. The same way you can solve all these questions. You might be confused with some of the equations here. Y equal negative x. I've seen that most of the students are struggling with this equation. Actually, this is one of the easiest equation. Y equal negative x means for each value of x, the y value will be the same value but with opposite sign. If your x value is 5, then y value would be negative 5. No substitution, no calculation. Just write the same value but change the sign. Okay, so this is gonna be 0 because 0 doesn't have any signs. And this negative 1, x equal negative 1, so y equal positive 1. I'm not doing the last one, that's I'm leaving it to you. You can solve that. I will solve one value using this equation. Y equal 3/4 x. I'm going to replace x value over here. So I'm going to substitute negative 4 for x. Okay, so let's erase that. So times negative 4. 3/4 times negative 4 equal negative 3. Okay, so you can write down that value over here, negative 3. And there is an easy way. You can actually cancel these 4 and 4. So negative is remaining, so your answer is negative 3. You don't need to use a calculator for that, but that's up to you. And the first question, I know that most of the students have a confusion or hard time with this question, but this question is pretty easy. I'm just writing the equation over here, x plus 12 equal 6y. I know that why the confusion arises. Okay, so let's break it down. So what I'm going to do, I'm moving the 6 to the left hand side. There is an invisible sign in between 6 and y, so that is multiplication. Okay, so when you're moving 6 to the left hand side, you have to divide it. So your equation become x plus 12 whole divided by 6 equal y. So make sure that you are putting the bracket. Okay, so bracket is very important, otherwise you will get a different answer. So let's calculate one value. Okay, so let's substitute negative 12 over here. So negative 12 plus 12 bracket divided by 6 equal negative 12 plus 12 close the bracket divided by 6 equal 0. So your y value is 0. The same way you can calculate the remaining table, and after that you have to plot your graph. So that's everything. Thank you.